New at 5, boots, jewelry, some decor made from protected wildlife and brought to this country illegally. Look at this, live animals. Stingrays also being confiscated at our airports. These guys are freshwater stingrays, protected. Well, I went behind the scenes with the Georgia Aquarium to learn how they work with law enforcement to protect beautiful animals such as these.
This is actually elephant ivory. We have all these stingray boots. You can outfit your entire body in a species.
Colleen Schaefer runs the National Eagle and Wildlife Property Repository in Denver, Colorado. When a wildlife product comes into our country illegally, it often ends up in this warehouse.
So everything from your tropical fish, your coral, your leather products for boots, it's all wildlife that is regulated, and commercial importers are bringing it into the country to make money.
Black market trade for decor, clothing, even medicinals made from protected animals. Schaefer says they're here because Americans are buying these things.
Just like Rolex watches, whenever you have a legal market, you're going to create an illegal market.
15 of that guy.
A market for living wildlife as well. These stingrays are from the Amazon River, South America, but for now, the Georgia Aquarium is their home.
When they have to confiscate an illegally imported animal or an animal that doesn't have proper paperwork, they often reach out to us to help home the animal while they work out the situation.
Megan Olhasso is a curator at the Georgia Aquarium. These stingrays, 19 of them, were confiscated from the Miami International Airport. They can get up to 6 feet in length and were recently listed as an internationally protected species.
They are very common in the private hobbyist trade.
She told me the aquarium's typically called in to care for freshwater fish, coral, even invertebrates when they're seized by U.S. Fish and Wildlife inspectors.
Without that assistance, it would be a lot more difficult to do our job.
Luis Santiago is the special agent in charge of the Office of Law Enforcement, Southeast Region of U.S. Fish and Wildlife. The volume of animals and animal products coming into Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport here keeps his team busy. He says putting rare, confiscated animals in zoos and aquariums serve as a conservation tool for outreach and education.
This resource, if abused, it can disappear.
Santiago says smugglers are creative when it comes to sneaking animals into the country. He says they're getting more cases prosecuted than ever. U.S. Fish and Wildlife investigations yield jail time for criminals and millions of dollars in fines and penalties. But the biggest deterrent, U.S. shoppers need to be aware and informed about what they consider buying.
I don't think that a lot of Americans really understand that they have the power to either put their money where they're going to benefit a species or put it someplace where you're actually going to be part of the problem.
So this is interesting. And how do people actually sneak live animals through the airport?
Shvita, it's kind of sick. They clearly don't care about the animal's well-being. We saw birds kind of shoved into socks so they can't flap about. Snakes in Pringles containers, some like baby cobras in a Pringles container, giving fish drugs so that they're calm. It's bizarre. As long as people are willing to pay for these kinds of animals, well, then their criminals will be creative.
Yeah, very